Did you know there's a fire in a school in Nova Scotia almost daily? Now, most of these are small and many go unreported, but all of them cause interruption in your day and many cause significant property damage. Are you ready for a fire? Is your staff ready for a fire? Have you done all you can to make sure this doesn't happen to you? Can you prove it with documentation? Because you might have to. Hi, I'm Dave Vanderman. Although each school in Nova Scotia is unique in age and design, most have a fire safety system that's been designed to help save lives in case of emergency. But without proper regular testing and maintenance, that system can fail and become useless. Under the National Fire Code of Canada, it's the responsibility of your maintenance staff, under the direction of the principal, to ensure that this system is maintained to peak performance. Now, in this video, we're going to take a look at each of the systems that may be relevant to your school and the testing and maintenance schedules that need to be performed on a regular basis. This video contains examples of the fire systems found in Nova Scotia schools. Now, some systems may not be relevant to your school. A standpipe system is a system of piping, valves, outlets, and related equipment designed to provide water at specified pressures and is installed exclusively for the fighting of fires. Now, most standpipes are located in the intermediate stairwell landings and are fed off the main water supply. Most zone valves are equipped with tamper switches and they're monitored at the main fire alarm panel. The system can also be boosted by a fire department pumper truck via a fire department connection located outside the building. Each floor area of some schools is equipped with a hose cabinet, which may be fed off of the standpipe riser. Due to maintenance issues, these cabinets may no longer contain hoses, but can be used by the fire department by hooking up their own hoses. Many schools are protected by an automatic electrically supervised sprinkler or fire suppression system. The system can be a wet pipe system, dry pipe system, or a combination of the two. Some sprinkler systems are zoned by area, complete with an alarm valve assembly as well as a control valve and a flow switch. Deluge systems are also sometimes used to separate areas with a curtain of water. Sprinkler water supplies are usually fed from the main water entrance for the building. Some systems in larger communities and cities that are on municipal supplies or have their own reservoir may require an electric or diesel fire pump to generate the correct water pressure. However, some schools may require the use of pressurized water tanks. The sprinkler system can also be boosted by a fire department pumper truck via the fire department connection located outside of the facility. Schools with more than 40 occupants are required to have a single-stage fire detection and alarm system. A single-stage system is one that activates an alarm signal, alerts occupants of a potential fire emergency, and indicates evacuation. Smoke detectors and sprinkler heads located throughout the school provide automatic fire detection. The fire alarm system may also monitor the sprinkler. Using one of the pull stations located at exits throughout the building can also manually activate the alarm system. The main fire alarm panel is usually located in the main entrance of your school. This displays where a device was activated, indicating where in the building the fire emergency is. Combination horn, strobe, or bell units mounted on walls throughout the school usually provide alarm signaling. Now, most school alarm systems are centrally monitored by an outside company. If the alarm is not monitored, then signs need to be posted above the pull stations instructing users to call 911. Hallway doors accessing exits are specially designed to maintain the integrity of the fire separation. They're configured to remain closed and latched at all times unless the doors are installed with electromagnet hold-open devices that release the door when the fire alarm goes off, allowing them to close in the event of a fire alarm. Many schools offer self-contained emergency lighting units located in corridors and stairwells, as well as illuminated exit signs located throughout the school. Now, these are used to help staff and students evacuate quickly and effectively. Signs are posted throughout the schools that include emergency instructions for staff and visitors, and graphics that depict the locations of exit routes and exits, as well as areas of refuge for handicapped students. Fire dampers may be installed in the mechanical ventilation ductwork. In an emergency, these dampers close to prevent smoke and fire from entering from another zone. Air handling systems are also usually designed to shut down in a fire emergency to prevent the spread of smoke and fire. Portable fire extinguishers are strategically located throughout all schools. There are various types that are used for different types of fire. You must ensure that your extinguishers fit their intended purpose. Now, extinguishers are intended to be the first line of defense in containing and controlling a fire. Elevators may be configured to return to the main level or the home level if the fire alarm activates. Because the electronics can be affected by fire and heat, the elevator should not be used as a means of evacuation unless authorized by the fire department. In this part of the video, we're going to take a look at the various inspections and tests required by the National Fire Code of Canada that'll keep your system ready when needed. For the purpose of carrying out your maintenance procedures, the following definitions need to be remembered. Inspect means visually and physically examine a device or system to make sure it works as intended. Now, inspecting a device does not require its operation. Test means operating a device or system to make sure that it works as intended. You must notify the Nova Scotia School Insurance Program, or SIP, of all interruptions in any fire protection system. The number is in the maintenance binder. Now, simply leave a message with your name and phone number, the name of your school board, the name and address of the location, and the length of the interruption. Indicate which system is being shut down, such as the fire alarm or the sprinkler system, for example. And also make sure you call the pager and leave a message when the system is back up and running again. Now, the fire department must be notified if the system is going to be down for more than 2 hours. And if it's going to be down for more than 6 hours, a fire watch must be organized. Skill categories have been established to identify the various skills and knowledge required to conduct the various inspections and tests for each piece of the fire system. Now, basically, there are 4 skill levels, and you can refer to the maintenance binder for more details. Now, remember, a certified tradesperson must perform anything requiring the level 4 skill level. Certain aspects of your fire safety system need to be checked on a daily basis. Now, most of these can be done quickly and efficiently without much impact on your staff's time. Eventually, they'll become second nature. The school's fire alarm panel should be visually inspected daily to make sure the AC power lamp is illuminated and to determine if there are any trouble signals. If the AC power lamp is off, some panels may have a lamp test switch to verify that power is connected. Failure of the lamp to come on indicates that the AC power to the system has been interrupted. At this point, check the fire alarm system AC breaker or call your supervisor. If any lamps beside the AC power on lamp are illuminated, note the lamp description and advise your supervisor immediately. Now, always check daily to ensure the alarm system keys are present and easily accessible. The temperature of any room containing pressure tanks or reservoirs for the sprinkler system, if you have them, need to be inspected every 24 hours during freezing weather to make sure that it does not fall below 4 degrees Celsius. If your school has them, inspect the standpipe and the hose cabinets for noticeable deficiencies. If you find something wrong, you should notify your supervisor that corrective action is required. Hydrants on school property must be maintained in optimum operating condition, kept readily accessible for firefighting use, and have their location clearly identified. It's also important that they be inspected to ensure that the caps are in place. It's important also to inspect driveways to make sure they're accessible for emergency vehicles at all times. Signs should be posted to prohibit the parking of vehicles that might obstruct fire department access. Inspect doors and fire separations to ensure that they remain closed and latched unless the door is equipped with an approved hold-open device. Fire doors should not be held open unless they have an approved device. Exit lights and exit signs must be inspected throughout the school to make sure they're illuminated at all times. Also, inspect exterior exit paths to make sure that they're completely free of snow, ice, or other obstacles. Although these inspections are to be done on a daily basis, they only need to be checked off the appropriate charts in the fire safety system's maintenance log on a weekly basis. The following items need to be inspected or tested on a weekly basis if your school has them. Fire water supply reservoirs need to be inspected weekly to make sure the water level in the reservoir is at or near the normal level. If the reservoir water level is notably lower than the normal level, contact your supervisor immediately and have technical personnel assess the problem. Note that these levels may be monitored and adjusted electronically. Fire pumps can be either electric or diesel. Each has its own weekly checklist and must be inspected and tested thoroughly. Both types of pumps must be run weekly for 30 minutes to ensure their correct operation. All fire pump systems must be inspected and tested to confirm that the pump system is in good condition. This includes valves, piping, gauges, and suction screens. The pump's electrical system also needs to be inspected and tested. You must read and understand Section B2 of your maintenance manual for specific weekly tests and inspections. Now, if a problem is discovered, contact your supervisor immediately to have certified technical personnel service the fire pump. The following items need to be tested or inspected on a monthly basis. Certain parts of the alarm system must be tested at least once a month. Remember that if these tests aren't part of a fire drill, make sure everyone in the building knows the test is being done. You'll also need to contact the fire department or central monitoring station before and after the test. On a rotational basis, one fire alarm manual pull station device in the building must be operated and trigger a fire alarm condition. Once you've done that, check all the audible and visual alarm elements in the school to ensure they're functioning correctly. Also, check the main fire alarm panel to make sure the tested devices are enunciated correctly. If any of these tests don't provide their designed function, contact your supervisor immediately. After the test, ensure that the system is reset and that only the power on indicator is illuminated. You'll then need to contact the central monitoring station to let them know the test is over. Self-contained emergency lighting units must be inspected to ensure that the pilot lights are functioning. Also, test the units to make sure that they'll function when the main power goes out. Testing can be done on each unit or by the main breaker panel. Test all fire separation door hardware, including latches, hinges, and door closers, etc., to make sure that they operate properly while manually opening and closing the door. Now, when they're opened, make sure that they return to their closed position and that they latch. If door closers, latches, or hinges don't operate properly, take corrective action or advise your supervisor that this work is necessary. Now, once a month, you must inspect all fire extinguishers to make sure that they have not been tampered with, aren't damaged, missing, impaired, leaking, undercharged, or overcharged, or have any obvious corrosion. If an extinguisher appears defective, replace it immediately or notify your supervisor immediately so that corrective action can be taken. Pressure tanks must be inspected at least once a month to ensure the water level and the tank pressure are correct and at the recommended manufacturer levels. Dry pipe sprinklers have a pressure gauge that must be inspected to ensure that the pressure is within the specified range. The proper range number should also be posted on or near the pressure gauges for easy reference. The compressor for the dry pipe system is designed to maintain the air pressure in the pipes within a specified range. On occasion, the compressor will start and stop to ensure the pressure is at the correct level. If the compressor starts and stops continually or the pressure is below the recommended limits, advise your supervisor immediately. Hose cabinets should be inspected monthly to make sure that all the equipment is in place and in operable condition. Inspect all sprinkler system control valves which are locked open to confirm that they're in the fully open position. Inspect control valves which are electrically supervised to confirm that they're in the fully open position. All tamper switches on sprinkler system control valves need to be tested to ensure that a trouble signal is received at the fire alarm panel should a switch be tampered with. Now, test all sprinkler water flow activating devices by flowing water from the test and drain valve to confirm that the signal is also received at the fire alarm panel. Before conducting these tests for both items 2 and 3, make sure that the fire department or central station monitoring your fire alarm system has been notified that testing is being conducted. Now, if applicable, inspect your dry pipe valves to ensure that the priming water is maintained at a proper level. All elevating devices located in schools throughout the province of Nova Scotia will require a maintenance program by a registered elevator contractor. A copy of all documentation for inspection and testing carried out for elevating devices must be kept with your fire safety system's maintenance log. Although annual and multi-year tests and inspections are normally done by Level 4 or specially trained Level 3 personnel, there are 1 or 2 items you must attend to. Dry pipe sprinkler system auxiliary drains must be inspected and drained prior to freezing temperatures each winter to prevent the freezing of sprinkler pipes in those cold areas. Now, as well, fire dampers, smoke dampers, and fire stop flaps must be inspected at intervals not greater than 60 months after the initial inspection, which must be documented in your yearly section. Remember, it is your responsibility to ensure that all required tests and inspections are completed and entered in the maintenance log, and those that you are not required to complete yourself can all be coordinated through your school board. It's important to remember that although you're the primary technical person in charge of your school's fire safety system, there's a team of people ready to support you in any way you require. If you've got questions or concerns about any aspect of fire safety, contact your school board first. The maintenance of the fire safety system in your school is a very important responsibility, and it is your job to ensure that everything is inspected and tested as required.